The Anarchist Cookbook. Imagine a book that feels like a rebellious teenager's diary mashed up with a recipe collection for chaos. Welcome to the Anarchist Cookbook. This legendary and controversial guidebook teaches you how to stir up trouble in the societal kitchen. William Powell, the mastermind behind this infamous manual, mixed Han Solo's rebellious spirit with Gordon Ramsay's kitchen prowess. But instead of whipping up cupcakes, this book serves recipes for making explosive devices. Yes, you read that right. Step-by-step guides on crafting bombs, weapons, and other mischievous contraptions. It's like your overly enthusiastic science teacher who accidentally burns down the lab during a fun experiment. Powell penned this chaotic cookbook during the tumultuous 1970s, a time ripe with thoughts of rebellion and revolution fueled by the Cold War's tensions. The problem? This isn't just theoretical musings for rebellious teens. It has real-world implications, having been linked to various acts of violence and mischief. Authorities, unsurprisingly, weren't thrilled about this chaos guide. Critics see it as a societal danger, while defenders champion it as a misunderstood expression of free speech. Yet, calling it a literary masterpiece is hard when you catch your kid turning a pipe into a bazooka. The Anarchist Cookbook, a cocktail of controversy and curiosity, keeps you hooked, wondering just how far the recipe for rebellion goes. The Satanic Verses. Picture this. You stumble upon the Satanic Verses at a backyard everything must go sale and think it might help you summon the devil for some infernal deal. Spoiler alert, you're in for a letdown. This isn't a demon summoning guide, but a book that stirred up a storm within religious circles. The Satanic Verses kicks off with two guys surviving an airplane explosion, only to start sprouting wings and experiencing wild hallucinations. One morphs into an angel, the other into a devil, like they've been zapped into a fantasy RPG game. Our angelic protagonist, Gabriel, relives the life of the Prophet Muhammad, and that's where the fireworks start. In this controversial reimagining, Satan slips a few verses into the Quran, turning parts of Islam's holiest book into the devil's handiwork. Blasphemous? Many thought so, as the book fictionalized Muhammad and spun new, provocative interpretations of Islamic history. It quickly became the Voldemort of books. You can't even say its name without causing a stir. Because of the uproar, libraries hid it away as if it were a treasure map. In 1989, Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran issued a fatwa, an official Islamic ruling that was essentially a death warrant, forcing the author into hiding from assassins. The content was inflammatory, sure, but the ripple effect was the real kicker, sparking protests, debates, and violent reactions from the Islamic community. To them, it felt like someone crashing your house party and tossing around your grandma's ashes. Despite the controversy, the Satanic Verses remains a hot topic in non-religious circles, proving that even a party pooper can be the life of the party. 120 Days of Sodom, 120 Days of Sodom by Marquis de Sade is so scandalous it makes 50 Shades of Grey look like a Disney bedtime story. This book doesn't just top the list of R-rated content, it rockets off the charts into the XXX stratosphere of obscenity. The story follows a group of wealthy men who seclude themselves in a castle, not for a refined tea party, but to indulge in every depraved fantasy imaginable. They gather 9 boys and girls, subjecting them to 120 days of unspeakable acts. We're talking about things so obscene, even Johnny Sins would hesitate to read this book. Marquis de Sade, the audacious author, didn't hold back. Every horrific sexual act, from sadism to masochism, is served up like a buffet of taboos with a side of outrage. Picture a circus where morality takes a vacation, leaving insanity to run the show. This is the new normal in Sade's world. This book didn't just cross the line, it pole vaulted over it, becoming a forbidden tome that could give a nun a heart attack. It's the kind of novel that, if found on your bookshelf, might just send you straight to the emergency room, along with anyone else brave enough to crack it open. Lady Chatterley's Lover. It's the early 1900s in Old England, a time when every woman is buttoned up from ankles to neck, and a glimpse of skin is the equivalent of stumbling upon a Playboy magazine. Enter D.H. Lawrence with Lady Chatterley's Lover, a forbidden book packed with steamy storylines and a hefty dash of immorality. The tale centers around Lady Chatterley, stuck in a marriage so dull it makes watching paint dry seem thrilling. Her husband, paralyzed and unable to satisfy her womanly desires, leaves her yearning for adventure and passion. Lady Chatterley isn't one to sit around knitting all day. She craves excitement and plenty of physical attention. So she dives headfirst into a torrid affair with the rugged gamekeeper Mellors, who looks like he stepped straight off the cover of Men's Health magazine. Nothing showcases the frailties of a woman better than a man with rock-hard abs, right? While you might think this steamy woodland love affair was what ruffled feathers, that's only half the story. Lawrence used the book to mock England's rigid class structure and societal norms at a time when the differences between a high-class English woman and a nun were minimal. His bold depiction of sex and scandalous relationships openly insulted the foundations of England's high society, highlighting the stark differences between the classes. Lady Chatterley's Lover isn't just a romance. It's a daring critique wrapped in forbidden passion, keeping readers hooked and wondering just how deep the scandal goes. The 48 Laws of Power. Imagine if your manipulative ex and a master of social strategy teamed up to write a book. That's The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. On the surface, it might look like a self-help manual for climbing the corporate ladder, but it's so dark and cunning that it's been banned in numerous prison systems worldwide. This book isn't your typical wake up early, go to the gym, journal your goals kind of advice you get from TED Talks. Instead, it offers strategies and tactics that teach you how to manipulate people, places, and situations to get what you want. One law advises you to conceal your intentions, making you the sneakiest person at work. Another suggests letting someone else do the work for you, essentially, how to manipulate someone into making your life easier. These tactics are perfect for a ruthless game of corporate thrones, where it's kill or be killed. However, in everyday life, it's like bringing a bazooka to a snowball fight, overkill for regular interactions. Schools and prisons have banned the 48 Laws of Power out of fear it would turn the lunchroom into a scene from Game of Thrones, minus the dragons. Prisons, already dealing with drug lords and murderers, don't need inmates turning into masters of manipulative strategies.